Hey, what is up ladies and gentlemen, I'm Piglet here once again, and I'm back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my Let's Play of Super Luigi Galaxy mode in the Super Mario Galaxy game for the Nintendo Wii / Nintendo Wii U eShop downloadable software. So, yeah, last time we actually did manage to, well, let's just kick things up with, more of a traditional uploading schedules for Super Luigi Galaxy uploads, and it's the fact that last time we did manage to, last time we've left off for Super Luigi Galaxy, and that is the forms of able to actually finish up with the final two Purple Coin Challenge missions, and especially noticeable we managed to able to beat the likes out of Bowser for the fourth and the final time as Luigi. And as far as the actual uploading schedules are concerned for between both Super Mario Galaxy and Super Luigi Galaxy at the same time, that you know how the fact that we did manage to wrap things up with Super Mario Galaxy mode on the entire game. So even then though, yeah, today for this episode, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the grand finale for not only for the entire Let's Play, but this is also going to be the true finale of Super Luigi Galaxy Let's Play itself too. So even then though, but the only difference is this time around though, as you can see, I'm going to be going through Star Festival first, and then showing off Rosalina's Storybook for last, because, well, I feel like up for a change or anything like that. So, though I wish I was going to be able to do with, Rosalina's Storybook first for Luigi and stuff like that, but because that, you know how the fact there's a very interesting story as a result to able to learn more about, Rosalina's backstory and stuff like that, which is pretty cool and sweet at the same time. But, I'm gonna be honest with you guys about the fact that this is the reason why it's just took so long to able to actually upload these videos like this, because I swear, every time I was trying to read through for the actual storybook like this, Jesus Christ, sometimes I always get several mistakes in one hand. So, Mr. Luigi, you've got to hear this. We did such a good job, they are promoting us to Royal Guards. With me as the Royal Guards commander, nobody will ever kidnap Princess Peach again, ever. Koopas, Boos, Giant, Overgrown Moles, whatever, bring it on. So, the actual lines are very much exactly similar to how it does it on the Mario's version of this particular mission, but there's one little difference as far as you already know, and that is might be something to do with the congratulations letter, which I won't show it off in during at the very end of this Let's Play, potentially, so even then note that, you know, just like in the forms of how it does it on the Mario's playthroughs, that once again we need to grab 100 of those purple coins until you're able to reach to the very end. Luigi, there's a congratulations letter here for you. Do you want it? Yes, of course. So able to actually show this off. I send a letter to the Wii message board, so you'll find it. See, Fernando. And that's pretty much it for the forms of every single power stars for Super Luigi Galaxy. Once again, there are about 121 power stars in total. So, yeah, you probably get the idea just how this all goes. See, Fernando? That's every single mission in the entirety of Super Mario Galaxy / Super Luigi Galaxy at the same time. So, yeah, some pretty sweet stuff. And before you're able to actually show off some final bits and extras here and there, let's go ahead and just deal with the forms of Rosalina's Storybook for now on, though. And once again, if for those of you who have missed out on that, the grand finale of Super Mario Galaxy video, then I would like to able to read the actual story itself again. So, once again, there are only 9 chapters in total, so let us begin the story. Chapter 1, The Celestial Duo. Our story begins a very, very long time ago with a young girl. One day, this girl spotted a rusted spaceship holding a small star child. What's your name? Are you lost? The girl asked the star child. I am Luma. I am waiting for Mama. She's coming for me on a Comet, said the star child, who had been waiting day and night. Don't worry, I'll wait with you, the little girl promised Luma. At nightfall, the little girl borrowed her father's telescope and peered into the sky. She looked and looked, but she saw nothing. Hours turned into days and then years, but still the sky revealed nothing. Finally, the little girl sighed and said to Luma, "If we stay here looking much longer, I'll be an old lady soon." But then she had an idea. "Why don't we go out there and find your mother ourselves?" The girl and Luma fixed up the rusty spaceship, and then the two set sail into the starry sky, and this is how the search for the celestial mother began. Chapter 2: Starbits. Days passed with no sights of the comet or even a single planet. Instead, asteroids extended for as far as the eye could see. If I had known it was going to take this long, I would have packed more jam, said the little girl above the rumble of her belly. Before they left, she had packed all the essentials: telescope, butterfly net, stuffed bunny, bread, milk, jam, and apricot-flavored tea, but I forgot to bring water. At this, Luma burst into gales of laughter, and the girl began to pout. "As long as I have starbits, I'll be fine," said Luma. "Want some?" The little girl couldn't stay mad after hearing this. Luma continued to laugh, and the girl couldn't help but join in. "Alright, maybe just a nibble." Leaning far out of the ship, the pair began to collect starbits with the girl's net. They almost fell out a few times, but they kept on collecting. The starbits tasted like honey. Chapter 3: The Comet. A beam of light pierced through the ship's window. Thinking it was the morning sun, the girl peered through the window, only to find a turquoise blue comet shimmering at her. The little girl shook at the sleeping Luma awake and shouted excitedly, "We've got to get to that comet." The pair descended on the comet and found that it was made of ice. They looked high and low, but Luma's mother was nowhere to be found. Exhausted, the little girl sat down with a flop, utterly unable to take another step. "Look!" Peering down at the icy ground where Luma was pointing, the girl suddenly noticed clutches of starbits encased in the ice. "Pretty good, huh? Finding starbits is my specialty," said Luma, being. "There's ice here, but it's so warm. I bet there is water there too." The two decided to stay on the comet for a while. Riding a turquoise comet, the pair continued their search for Luma's mother. Chapter 4: The Dream. One night, the girl dreamed about her own mother. "Where are you going?" she asked. "Her mother's retreating back." Without turning, her mother replied, "Don't read, dearest. I'm not going anywhere. I'm always watching over you, like the sun in the day and the moon in the night." A wave of sadness washed over the girl. "What about when it rains and I can't see in the sun or the moon?" Her mother thought for a moment before responding. "I will turn into a star in the clouds and wait for your tears to dry." When she awoke, the girl's face was dripped with tears. "You have star bits in your eyes," said Luma to the girl. Wiping her face, the girl replied, "These are tears, not star bits. I'm crying because I will never see my mother ever again." At this, Luma began to cry too. "Mama, oh mama, ma." The pair traveled through the starry skies, and though they encountered many other comets, not one of them held Luma's mother. Luma was despondent. Now, Luma, the rain clouds won't go away if you keep crying," the girl said. Giving Luma a squeeze, "I will give you a present if you stop." The girl closed her eyes and said gently, "I'll take care of you." With these words, she felt a small spark in her heart. Chapter 5. Home. "The kitchen will go here, and the library will go over there," the girl said busily to herself. "We'll put the gate here." Ever since the girl took Luma under her care, she'd been blustering about at the fiercest pace. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it to make a happy home. It turned out that star bits weren't the only things buried in the ice. There were tools and furniture unlike any they had ever seen, and the girl used them to build a home. Looking at the complete house, Luma remarked, "Don't you think it's awfully big for just the two of us? With a library, bedroom, kitchen, fountain, and gate. It was certainly spacious, but still, something seemed to be missing." "If only my father, brother, and mother were here," the girl said wistfully. Indeed, the house was too large for its two small residents. That night, clutching her favorite stuffed bunny close to her heart, the girl fell asleep in a starship. Chapter 6. Friends. Then, one day, while the girl sat simpering tea, a tiny apricot-colored planet appeared on the horizon. From the planet, another Luma of the same color emerged. "Do you two know each other?" the girl asked the two Lumas gleefully. Despite the girl's excitement, they seemed uneasy. The two Lumas neither drew closer nor back away from each other. Instead, they just stared. Then one Luma broke the silence. "My mama." At once, the apricot Luma parroted back, "My mama, my mama, my mama, my mama." The two Lumas began to dance around the girl frequently, and neither showed any sign of stopping. The girl was so calmed by this adorable scene that she couldn't help but laugh, and that's when something very strange happened. Suddenly, more Lumas began to pop out from the apricot planet. There were different colors, but they all shouted the same thing. "My mama! My mama!" The sight of all of these shouting Lumas only made the girl laugh harder. "What am I going to do with all these children?" The Lumas just stared blinkingly as she doubled over laughing. "I guess we'll have to name each of every one of you." Tomorrow, once she had finished naming them all, she would begin moving all of the Lumers into the new house. Chapter 7: The Telescope. After seeing their 100th comet, a sudden thought popped into the girl's head. I wonder if my home planet is still as blue as it was. That's when she remembered her father's telescope. Peeking into the telescope, a tiny blue dot floating into sight. It was smaller than a starbit. How strange. It's so far away, but it felt so close. She twisted the knob of the telescope, and the blue dot grew until she could make out a grassy hill dotted with flowers. It seems very familiar to her. Zooming even closer, a terrace on a hill came into her view. I used to go stargazing there when I lived on my home planet. She remembered rubbing the sleep out of her eyes as she followed her father up that hill to look at the stars. She remembered how she and her brother would sled down that hill. She remembered having picnics with her mother on that hill on bright and windy days. And I want to go home. I want to go home right now. The girl burst into tears, and the Lumers didn't know what to do. I want to go home. I want to go back to my house by the hill. I want to see my mother. The girl was shouting now, her face wet with tears. But I know she's not there. I know all along that she wasn't out there in the sky because she's sleeping under the tree on the hill. The girl's cries echoed through the stars, and the hush all fell over the area. Chapter 8: The Wish. Though usually quite cheery, one day the girl became sad again. Luma drew close and tried to comfort her. "Mama, you still have me. And don't be sad about your mama, because she's a part of you. That means she's always close by." It's like me. I love starbits because they remind me of my mama. No, no, the girl said, unable to stop the tears. A lonely look flickered across Luma's face, but it was soon replaced by a wide grin. "I have an idea. I will transform into a comet, a soaring comet that can carry you all on this journey." With that, Luma trailing bands of white, soaring high into the sky, and just as quickly started to plummet back down. Kaboom! Kablam! The ground shook, and a bright light poured out of the crater that the Luma had created. The bands of light twisted together to form a comet tail. And then Luma emerged, reborn as a comet. The girl could surely believe her eyes. "But how?" she kept asking. "Our destiny as Lumas is to transform into different things," said a red Luma who had suddenly appeared. Stars, comets, planets, we can become all of these things. When I grow up, I want to become a star that makes someone special smile, said the green llama. A blue llama chimed in. That llama turned into a real cutie of the comet, didn't he? All of the llamas together said, "No more crying, Mama." "Thank you," said the girl in a whisper, and she pulled the llamas close and hugged them. From that day on, starbits no longer fell from the girl's eyes. The comet set forth for the girl's home planet, its long tail blazing proudly behind it. Final chapter, Family. With its many luminos and telescopes, the comet was quite a sight to behold. The girl and the luminos were proud to call it home. At the welcoming party for a new luma, the girl gathered everyone in the kitchen and said in a louder voice than usual, "Alright everyone, let's make a cake. A cake sprinkles with star bits. Then it will be a star cake." The lumas excitedly began to gather the ingredients. As she watched the lumas scurry about, the girl smiled and thought to herself, "This is my family now, and will stay with them until they are ready to leave the nest. And when they do leave, I'll see them off with a smile." Because that's what makes a mother happiest. That night, when the girl lay down to sleep, a soft light enveloped her and reminded her of the blue planet she once called home. But it would be nice to return home once every 100 years to nap in my favorite sleeping nook. The comet carrying the lumas and the girl continues on its journey to this very day. With more family members in trial than can be counted, it's said that the comet visits the girl's home planet once every 100 years. Its proud white tail glittered in the sky. The end. That's all. My story is finished. So yeah, just like in Mario's playthrough, basically you can able to actually replay those pages again, obviously, because if you're able to actually hit the A button on the actual storybook itself, then you can able to actually read through the actual chapters again. So at least you can able to also do that. So that was pretty much it when it comes to Super Luigi Galaxy / Super Mario Galaxy as far as I'm aware. And before we end this off with the forms of the entire Let's Play of the forms of between those duality of those modes throughout the game, there's one thing we actually forgot to show you guys about something, and that is the forms of the star list. Basically, every time you actually ask the brown luma, sometimes you're able to actually tells you about the forms of the actual map, and especially noticeable with the actual star list, which basically it tells you how much stars you've gathered and how much coins you've collected for the majority of the high score system, and most of these grand stars you've collected, and mine of those one power stars in each of these mini bite-sized galaxies, basically. So even then though, especially noticeable, you can also see the new record times based off from the actual racing segments. Even then, you know, based off from the spooky races, and especially noticeable with the manta race section, and there's one from, you know, the penguin race and stuff like that. So, let's go ahead and leave the actual, Luigi's mode for, Super Mario Galaxy for now. And we're about to be showing you off the actual tiny little details, including the Wii message board congratulations letter for Luigi on the home menu. But first of all, let's go ahead and have a look at the file selections here. And as you can see, on file number 2, that the file I'm currently using on, that actually sparkles all over Mario's face. Because of this, though, you've managed to able to actually gather about not only 121 power stars as for Mario, but it's also the same applies for Luigi. Meaning that the grand total of power stars you've collected for the majority of this game is 242 stars in total. So even then, you must able to actually collect all of it, though, until you're able to get yourselves your sparkles all over for your profile's image. So, and also, one thing I forgot to mention about this is that after when you beat Mario's playthrough, if you manage to collect 120 power stars as Mario, that basically you would able to unlock Luigi's icon, representing you can actually play as Super Luigi Galaxy as far as the actual character switching system. So even then, and also as you can see on the actual 14 number, especially noticeable at 24 deaths for Luigi, that actually represents the amount of deaths you have ever encountered between either the Mario's playthrough or Luigi's playthrough. So even then, take for instance, for example, the differences between these two playthroughs of the actual, well, this is the previous file. I've seen it done this before back in 2012 to 14, that I died 32 times for Mario back in a day, and I died lesser amount of times for Luigi, and that's pretty much opposite for the redo Let's Play this time, because even then, I died about 14 times as Mario, and I died about 24 times as Luigi, so that was about 10 deaths differences between these two playthroughs of the game. So that's pretty much exactly the opposite, although I will admit though right away is that the original Let's Play between these two games is no longer there anymore, just because of the improved quality, especially noticeable with the commentary itself as well. So, that I digress. So anyways, let's go and see that little envelope here. Dear Luigi, congratulations. We would like to send you a galaxy-sized thanks for saving all of the power stars and playing to the very end. Until next time, the Super Mario Galaxy staff. So, once again, you get ourselves the photo on the top right corner, but this time we have ourselves a different photo, which, as you can see, this takes place in the Star Festival, and this time around, though, we actually got ourselves not only for Luigi, but it's also Rosalina and the Toad Brigade. See, Fernando, there's a little bit of a small difference here and there, but honestly, the actual reward for this is pretty much exactly similar. So, that's basically how this goes, basically, ladies and gentlemen, and that pretty much wraps things up with the Super Mario Galaxy Let's Play / Super Luigi Galaxy. Hope you guys do enjoy it. I think this game is a hell of a lot more fun, and I absolutely adore this game so much. So this is me, Piglet, from the likes of the Maxi Toys, and join us next time of the 3D Mario retrospective games Let's Plays wise. And we'll definitely jump into Super Mario Galaxy 2 until next month or so. So yeah, this is me, Piglet, and until then, bye.